Hey everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 3. You thought I was done with this series, didn't you? Well, I fooled you! We still have DLC to play! The two DLCs in this game are Ashes of Ariandel and the Ringed City, and I'm going to play in the, I'm going to play through the entirety of both of them in this second sub-series of sorts. I don't think this is going to take much longer than like 4 videos. The DLCs tend to be shorter than the base games in Souls games. Anyway, yeah, so last time we beat the base game, this time we're going to start DLC. There's the rest of my intro. Let's get into this. First of all, yes, so there are a couple things that I think, well, I've forgotten what most of them were, but there are a couple of things around base game I wanted to do before starting, and one of them is to come over here and pick up this. We can apparently still do transposition with Ludleth's corpse. I love Souls game logic. Anyway, the real important thing here is the skull ring. I think this just makes things harder. This is like an extra difficulty modifier you can have. Are these the rings I wore for the final boss? Oh my god, that's a bad loadout. What was I thinking? No wonder my builds are crap. All right, where's my... there it is. So yes, easier to be detected by enemies. I don't think this really does much. I remember wearing something that did the same thing in Elden Ring. Sorry for the hiccups. I remember wearing something that did the same thing in that game, and I didn't really notice the difference there, so I probably won't really notice the difference here. I feel like you're detected by enemies all the time anyway, so this is basically just a pointless ring that does nothing for you. The Soul Feeder was a beast that insatiably absorbed souls to feed its own power. Even after its accursed corpse was burnt, it is said the pungent stench of souls left the air permanently stained. Ooh. Spooky, gnarly. Alright. Next thing I want to do, and this is like the only thing I remember wanting to do, is I actually want to head to Rosaria's bedchamber. Because normally I like doing a little thing in the in Souls games where when I level up to a certain point, I make my character look visibly more muscular. And I have forgotten to do that this playthrough, so I'm coming back here to amend this. Let's talk to you. Let's alter appearance. Yes, I have pale tongues. Let's do this. Let's do this already. Alright, I think it's physique? Yes, muscular, and then we'll make arms slightly bigger. Where do I do that? I think I need to go to build detail. Arms. Large arms. There we go. That actually looks awesome. Let's freaking go. No, do not. Where do I... Okay. The option says rebirth. I don't know why it doesn't just say, like, confirm, but... I know, they wanted to put a little spin on their UI elements, and then they gave up on this in Elden Ring and just went back to normal. Why can't I rest? Is it you? Are you preventing me from resting, idiot? Ah! Right, okay, I think now that we've progressed far enough in the game, those items are available. That was what the invader Yellowfinger Hazel used and wore, respectively. Oh my god, I don't know what is up with me lately, but I think I must be, like, allergic to something floating in the air, but this summer, I've had, like, runny nose attacks every single day, and it sucks, and I'm having one right now, and I probably should go grab a couple of tissues to bring into recording. So you know what? I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be right back, then we're gonna head to what we're actually doing today. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I don't get this. It's not like I'm sick, because I don't think I'm sick. It's just that on occasion, in the middle of a day, suddenly my nose feels like running like crazy, and usually is accompanied by a couple of sneezes as well. These never usually last longer than like an hour, but this one's been going on for almost 2-3 hours. It's crazy. Anyway, the way to start the DLC in this game, or at least start Ashes of Ariandel in particular, is to come here to the Cleansing Chapel and talk to this guy after skipping past his mumblings to himself. We've heard it plenty of times before, back in part 4 of this series.
Wait, you've the same scent as that woman. Then you must be an action one. You must be.
Well, that's what the Fire Keeper calls me.
You don't know how long I've searched.
You must have been searching since you were like 10 years old or something with that reaction.
Oh, don't mind me. Didn't mean to fall apart. Now, Ashen One, I have a kindness to ask of you. My lady lives in the cold land of Ariandel. I need you to show her flame. A proper flame that will burn the rot away. If you truly are ash, then it must be fire that you seek.
Okay, so I just use a pyromancy in front of her? That sounds easy.
Thank you. They of ash never fail. Just a moment, then. The painting of Ariandel. Well, rotted scrap of it, that is. Go on. Take it. Touch it. The ashes were too.
I feel like there's a little bit of bad voice direction there because that guy is not supposed to be evil, believe it or not. He sounds extremely evil, but he's not. He's not supposed to be. So why did they make him sound like that? Maybe it's just the fault of the tone of the voice actor, and they did try to direct the actor to not sound like horrifically evil, not sound like Dr. Eggman trying to lure Sonic into something or something. I don't know, that's what it's always sounded like to me. Anyway, welcome to the world inside of the painting, inside that little scrap of paper. We're here to collect the stars. Let's get started with you. You're a star, right? You look like one. You don't look like a star at all. I don't know why I said that. This does. If anything, this looks like a star, but it's just two Rime Blue moss clumps.
Have you just arrived? How very unusual. Just how long has it been? Rejoice, my new friend, for this is a true haven of the forlorn, the cold and gentle painted world of Ariandel. Quick, go along. Find one for yourself. A sweetly rotting bed to lie upon.
Such as this one, huh? I don't know. That thing looks disgusting. I wouldn't want to sleep on that.
Yes, of course. You're no exception. We've all seen terrible things. But you're safe now. Let it ease your burden. Ariandel will make a fine home for you. So, go on ahead. Find one for yourself. A sweet...
We'll see if Ariandel makes a great home for me or not. Alright, that's all he has to say left, so now, let us step out into the frankly gorgeous new world. Painted world of Ariandel. I'll be honest, the visuals in the base game are mostly kind of muddy and drab looking, but the DLC definitely upgrades that. Like, man, it's still a little drab in places, but I think like all three of the main areas within both DLCs, there's not 3 areas per DLC, there's 3 areas shared between DLCs, just to clarify. But I think all of the areas that the DLCs introduce are really, really cool looking. So these messages, this first one says, "Only the mighty may proceed." These messages are here to tell people who accidentally stumbled into this, exploring Cathedral of the Deep. This tells them, hey, don't do this yet. This is way harder than the base game, so please don't do this yet. One should face the depths of Lothric Castle. I want to say the difficulty is around the level of Archdragon Peak. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be exploring Ariandel back in frickin' Cathedral of the Deep level. whatever you'll be at that time. Would be kind of a fun challenge to do, just like hop inside the DLC, see what you can do with that strength level. Would be kind of fun. Alright, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I have not tried the DLC with, or I have tried the DLC with a strength weapon, but I have not tried it with these exact weapons, like, you know, the Moonlight Greatsword. And I remember, is that what this is called, Moonlight Greatsword? Yes, okay, I thought so. I do remember my first playthrough, oh my god, I two-shot them. That is the best news I've heard all day. That's amazing. Anyway, on my first playthrough, I actually didn't like the DLC that much. And I think most of that is because I was impatient and I was trying to get through it as fast as I could, which is not how you should approach this game. Now I have learned. You should definitely not expect to beat it by next week or anything. That's not how this game is. If you approach it that way, you are going to have a terrible time. But yes, that's probably why I didn't like the DLC my first go-through, but on my most recent go-through, this is definitely my favorite part of Dark Souls 3, I think, the DLC. It's the part of the game that I look the most forward to revisiting every time I go through. Definitely more so than the beginning of the base game. It feels so weird to not have the stamina bar be that high. You know what? This armor is heavy, right? That's why I have Havel's ring out. Sorry for hiccuping. And I think I also have this equipped, which is contributing a lot of weight. You know what I'm gonna do? I've been looking for an excuse to wear this, and so I think I'm just gonna freaking wear it already in the most, like, unfitting location possible. Look, man. Alright, what really completes this set? We could go with this, we could go with this. Hold on, let me take a look. This works okay. I mean, it'll at least provide some cold protection. Look at me, I'm already covered in muck. I've barely been here for longer than, like, 5 seconds. Sure, we'll go with worker trousers. We won't go, like... Normally, I wear the loincloth with it, but we won't go all the way down, you know? We'll have at least some class. Okay. I think I've got all the items over here. You can't climb those rocks. Sorry, this ain't an open-world game. Although this is a fairly open-ended area, as we are about to see pretty soon. So these guys, they attack you in large packs, and that's kind of a big challenge with the Painted World of Ariandel, is fighting enemies in large groups. That's something you're tested on a lot throughout this area. Oh god, oh god. And considering fighting enemies in groups is one of the hardest combat situations to find yourself in this game, yeah, this is a pretty tough area. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, alright, okay, 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 okay. For some reason, this area is reminding me of a series of videos, or I think like just an online content creator group known as Viva La Dirt League. I think that's how you pronounce their name. They're one of those content groups who makes a lot of videos parodying video game logic, and on one hand, they're kind of funny, but I also feel like they last a little too long. They over-explain their jokes a little too much, so it's not, like, as funny as it could be. That's just my opinion. I say that, though, because I remember when I was getting into Dark Souls games, my mom sent me a video of them, like, making fun of, I think, this area in this particular Souls game, and, like, how pointing out various silly things about the combat logic, of which there are plenty of silly things to point out. But still, I just feel like the way that they present their jokes, they go on and on a little too long, and then it stops being funny, in my opinion. But that's just me. They're still fun. They're still a good content creator group. Their videos are good. I definitely recommend giving them a shot if that's your style of humor. Alright, welcome to the Wolf Zone. The Wolf Woods, I like to call this. Yeah, here's another big challenge of fighting enemies in large groups. The wolves attack you in big packs. If you get too close, they will get aggressive. Oh god. They don't have a lot of health, but, you know, they do attack you in multiples. So, like I said with earlier combat encounters, I would not recommend locking on for them. Okay, okay. Because with free-aimed cameras, it's a little hard to get used to, but, like, you get the widest angle showing every single enemy that's currently attacking you, and that is most definitely useful information to know. Okay. I'd like to use this one, unfortunately. It uses up a lot of durability, as we've established. Okay, 2 people attack me at once. Two people. Sure, wolves are people. Wolves can be people too, you know. There we go. Yeah, so 2 of them attacked me at once, so I couldn't really do anything about the damage. At least didn't feel that way. That was close. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Whoa, whoa, wait, hey, what, hey, what, wait, hey, what, hey, what, hey, what? Oh, you know, I totally forgot to back up the save file for this game. I just realized, right, aren't these wolves, like, summoned endlessly until you defeat a certain wolf? Forgot how that worked. Anyway, I forgot to back up my save file before this recording, so I really hope this recording goes through. That would be nice. I mean, I could just, like, go back it up right now. Okay, know what? No. I realized what I'm doing wrong. What I'm doing wrong is not healing in time. Holy shit, I can't believe I survived that. I need to attack them like that. I need to swing widely. That way it'll hit multiple of them at once. Yeah, these wolves are, like, taking out all my Estus flasks. That's okay, though. I'm getting used to fighting them again. It's been a while. Come on. I'm also talking while fighting them, and that tends to make me perform worse at this game. All right, do I have any hidden blessings, divine blessings? No, do I not? I thought I did. Well, I have an ember on, so I can't... Yeah, I don't... Why don't I have any divine blessings? When did I use one? I couldn't have used it in a good situation. Oh, this is something else I wanted to do. I still have an undead bone shard I need to burn. Oh yeah, and Soul of the Lords, I can transpose that for stuff, so yeah, that's something I'll have to go back and do at some point. Well, I guess for right now, let's just keep drinking Estus. Okay, so that should clear out most of the wolves, though definitely not all of the wolves. See, we have a wolf over there. I'd like to go take care of them before they spawn too many other wolves to attack me. Okay. Yeah, good. So the wide swings 2-shot them, and it hits a bunch of them, like, in a circle around me. And that's really useful. So if we approach this way, you can see, yes, up there. I think that's the big wolf that was howling earlier. If we get too close... It howls for friends, sees us as prey, and then jumps down and joins the fight itself. This wolf is pretty tough, from what I remember. We'll have to see, though. All right. There goes you. There don't seem to be any other wolves joining in, so I guess it's just me and you then. Okay, yep, it's hard. Whoa, okay. Watch out for those whirlwinds surrounding it. And then watch out for that, and then... Pow! Oh, I think there's another wolf behind me. Okay, well, either way, I think this wolf's gonna kill me. Okay, whoa, okay. We cool here? We cool? We are cool. Surprisingly, we're surprisingly cool here. I want to get another stab attack on it, because that was really fun. I don't think you need to deplete the health bar of this thing. Could be mistaken on that, though. Oh. Yep. And boop. That's not doing as much damage as I think it should. I think it's just like the magic aura is hitting it and not the sword. Boom, there we go. So once you deal enough damage to it, it will eventually leave behind a large Titanite shards. But we did not kill it, so yeah, we're gonna have to watch out for it later. However, that is it for the encounter in this section of map. And so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually just gonna freaking homeward bone out of here. Or, oh right, I used up the sword thing, the unlimited use homeward bone thing for the Titanite slab that you can get from the crow above Firelink Shrine. So yeah, we're going back to using homeward bones. Rub that off. I'll be honest, I forgot I was wearing this because it didn't look like it looked like I was wearing a giant brown coat that whole time. That's fine. We've already done that. That's in another time, in another timeline. We're back to the world before I did that. All right, let's level up endurance. Have another thing. Let's do strength. Endurance and strength. I would like to start... No, sorry. I didn't mean to talk. I would like to start leveling vigor throughout DLCs, but I can wait a little bit on that, you know. I think those were levels I kept from the final boss fight, so may as well use both of those up. Let's see what we can transpose from you. Oh, things cost souls, don't they? Or wait, did I use it already? Or does everything that it drops... Yeah, everything that the Soul of the Lords gives you costs a little too much. That's funny. This quad sword found thrust in the bonfire existed long before the throneless lords themselves. Where's the other one? Profaned, no. So this is one of the things Soul of the Lords gives you. Let me just scan. Scanning, controls, manipulate scientific data. Oh, Sunlight Spear, Miracle of Gwyn the First Lord. The tales of Gwyn's archdragon hunts describe the inception of the Age of Fire. Makes sense because the being, the Soul of Cinder, transformed into Gwyn in the second phase, so of course it would transpose into a weapon that he used. Alright, that should give us enough to buy something. I'll get the sword, just because it's cool. What does it scale with? Scales with strength and dexterity equally, it seems. Maybe not equally, we just can't see the exact numbers, but they're both D. Requires 20 strength, so it's definitely probably more with strength. And does fire damage. I am definitely not built for a strength weapon exactly, and that's why I've been using the whatchamacallit, the Moonlight Greatsword instead, because, like, I do have intelligence leveled really highly, so, you know. My levels are actually going to this sword being better than that, but still, might be something I want to try. Might be. Maybe. I like how whenever you load in here, the fog takes a second to come in. Sorry, what? I think I remember seeing a little blip of that dialogue before in one of my earlier playthroughs, but I ran past it too quickly and I didn't hear the full thing. Hey buddy, you okay in here?
Quick.
Okay, he's just freaking mumbling about the fact that this cave is his very own home now. That's kind of weird. I like it. Okay, so I think you can just go over this hill, get to the wolf woods really quick. We will have to fight all the wolves again, but that's okay. I like these trees that look like people, and they have, like, candles atop their branches. It's cool. Aha, screw you. Let me try these swords here. Oh, these swords suck. Oh, wow, okay. No, it's still a 3-hit kill. They don't suck, but, like, compared to this, I mean... 930 damage. That's so good. Because normally, the damage output in Dark Souls 3 never gets that high. Wait, are the... Oh, yeah, these are both max upgrades, so we're probably not going to be upgrading the weapons much throughout this, throughout the DLC. Though, perchance, I could try a DLC weapon. For once, you know. I don't think I ever used a DLC weapon in my previous Dark Souls 3 playthrough, nor any other Dark Souls 3 playthrough, so I could always change that. I think that could be fun. Of course, I'd have to find one that I'm at all interested in using. Alright, let's use one of these on you, honestly. Oh, they dodge it. Oh, they're smart. Oh, come on. Unfair. Alright. Yep. I have Pestilent Mist equipped? Why? Why do I have that? I don't think that's gonna be that great against things here, but especially because it hurts me. I mean, there is a boss fight that Pestilent Mist is good on, but that's really far away from where we are right now, so I could always try it there whenever the time comes. Alright, thank you. Alright, loot. Have you just given up? No, okay, you haven't. I was like, are you just walking away from me? Alright, I don't think we've been into this corner yet, even though I did come here earlier and kill this wolf. I didn't actually do anything else here. Alright, any more wolves? Because you howled. So I have a feeling you probably summoned some. Or maybe not. Okay, I'll take that. This tree is growing out of the cliff. Can trees actually do that in real life? I mean, if they do, I think they would look very contorted. Alright. This pathway, I think, gets you more enemies and more items. Such as a large soul of an unknown traveler. How terrifically interesting. Wow. Alright, I'm not as worried about this combat encounter as I would be normally because I two-shot these guys. Like, they have no chance. Oh my god, look at them. Look at them. They're so sad. They're so sad. That is the first hit they landed on me. My goodness, guys, the followers. I think these guys are followers of the Undead Legion. They're not the Undead Legion, but they follow them very closely. Yet they're in this painting world for some reason. I don't know why. And now, when you walk up this hill, this tree comes to life and starts fighting you as an enemy. And many of these trees later on also fight you as an enemy, now that they realize you exist. Oh, that's Frost Breath. I don't want to stand in that too long. As you can imagine, the trees are weak to fire damage. I do not have fire damage, however, magic seems to do the job all the same, except for the fact that I'm now being hugged by a tree. It hurts. It hurts. My sister would probably really love being hugged by a tree, but for me, I don't know. The branches poke at my skin. It might leave a rash, especially if the tree has, like, poison ivy on. I don't think poison ivy grows on trees. You know what I mean? What if the plant is, like, something similar to poison ivy, and it makes, like, itch spots? Bam. I think I came very close one time to touching poison ivy, though I don't think I actually did. I haven't heard much about poison ivy since then. I'm sure it still exists. I don't know if the plant can just go extinct like that out of nowhere, but, you know, I haven't heard it mentioned nearly as much in recent times. That's probably because I have, like, been watching less TV, reading less news and things like that. I've been disconnecting myself from the outside world. Heck, I don't even look into news about games. Hello. Like, there's so many games that release and completely pass me by. Like, people start complaining about how bad this recent release was, and I was like, what's that game? What? Where'd that come from? I think Redfall and Concord were like that. Alright, so over here, this is actually not the only way there is to go out of the Wolfwoods, but this is kind of the main way to go in quotation marks. I put in quotation marks because I did not discover this area for a very long time on my first playthrough. I can't believe you didn't see me. Here, take one of these. Take one of these as punishment. These guys are Millwood Knights. I remember hating these guys in my first couple of playthroughs, but actually, I fought them again recently, and they're not as bad as I remembered. I think I have a lot of Elden Ring practice. Excuse me! No, you are fighting me! We're doing this right here, mano y mano! Let's go! I think that means, like, hand in hand. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's something John Wolfe references all the time, so it's something I say too. Gotcha! Yeah, see, that wasn't that bad. What's wrong with you past me? You just needed to get good. There are a lot of these enemies in this area, and yet somehow I never bothered to learn them properly. Don't ask me how. It's just what past me felt like doing. Bow. I think I said, like, bow there. Pow. By the way, sorry for the lack of uploads the last couple days. I know I said in the freaking post on this channel, like, uploads will resume tomorrow. Then I did upload the, on Saturday, which was tomorrow at the time of that post. And then I didn't upload either Sunday or Monday. In fact, I just genuinely forgot that I should be recording for this channel. So, here I am, playing more Dark Souls 3, because I would like to get this series finished up so I can have a better excuse to move on to some other series I want to start. So, yeah. Whoop! However, of course, I am going to take my time if the DLC proves to be quite difficult, as, well, it is. Then hopefully I should not get all impatient with it. Ow. Owie. Drink that up. Okay. That's a little weird. Remember that attack is delayed, and there you go. All I had to do was remember that attack is delayed, and then it was no problem. See past me? You're a freaking idiot. Look at this Pride Rock over here. Actually, no, that's Pride Rock. Look at Pride Rock up there. Can you actually go up there? It kind of looks like you can from this end. You know what? Can you? I don't think I've ever tried, or I don't think I've ever paid attention to what happens when you climb up there. So let's go this way. Oh my god, I think you can. No, wait, no, they're gonna stop me right here. Aw, man, and there's Millwood Knights here. You know, I don't feel like fighting these guys. Let's just go back. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to go up there. Darn it. I wish you could go to the edge of Pride Rock, but it makes sense you can't. So I'm being shot at by a knight from that tower. So we're definitely gonna go teach him a lesson at some point. I think there's another knight around here, though, around the base of the tower. I want to say there is, anyway. Doesn't seem like it, though, which is certainly interesting. Are there any pieces of land in the distance that aren't being rendered properly that I can point at and laugh at? Or did they actually take the time to polish the areas in this DLC? Which I could imagine they did. I think they were given a little bit of extra time to make these DLCs. I mean, the DLCs both together are really just like 3 additional areas. So I think they definitely were given enough time to polish it. Though, from what I remember, I think the DLC did release pretty soon after base game. Like, the year after. This was 2017 release. Hi, I think you're the archer. Whoa, okay. You knew I was there the whole time. Man, sorry for underestimating. Let's go. I still didn't burn the undead bone shard, I just remembered. Silly me, being a dunce. Fun? Not fun when the camera clips inside your dead friend's body. There we go, that staggers them. Finding something that can stagger these guys is a great help, because otherwise they will attack you very quickly. I don't think I've ever been hit by one of them yet. Or no, that one guy, like, ran into me, but even then, like, he didn't do damage. This is going incredibly well compared to my main channel playthrough this game. I love that. Okay, so, sorry for hitting my headset just then, that was an accident. I don't know what all I'm gonna be doing this video. If things work out correctly, I could always end up finishing the DLC this video, but I doubt it because, you know, this DLC is only 1 area long, but it is a very big, very long area, so we may or may not get through it in 1 recording session. Especially considering what the boss is, you know. Anyway, yeah, we'll do this. Because that doesn't cost any durability. Bye! Oh, no! I didn't mean to join you! No! I was just gonna, like, wave at him, and then I fell, too. Damn it. Now I have to run all the way back there, because there's no bonfire! Where did those voice cracks come from? What am I, fucking 13 again? Oh my god, I hated actually talking at 13 years old because, man, that was the year when my voice significantly deepened, and oh my good... Okay, lost all those souls, that's fine. I was a little reckless there, and I was focusing too much on my commentary. Anyway. Oh my god, the voice cracks when I was 13. Jesus. I was like, this is horrible. Get me out of this. Please get me out of this. I don't, like, every time I talked, every sentence I said, there was a voice crack. It was ridiculous. I know that it's kind of expected when you're a teenager, but it sounds bad. Nobody wants to have their voice crack. Especially not me, who's already self-conscious about himself anyway. It's done now, mostly. I still have voice cracks on occasion, but still, it's done now. Alright, let me just... Boop! Ow. You've been a thorn in my side long enough! That's what Wheatley says in Portal 2 if you have that green-eyed core for long enough. He'll mention, like, don't forget thorn side or something, and then Wheatley will say something like that. It's a very weird secret. I don't know what the true meaning of it is, but I don't think there really is a meaning. It's Portal. Portal's just like a goofy game series. There's a lot of people, I may have said this before, but there's a lot of people who really want a Portal 3, and in terms of gameplay mechanics, I can kind of understand that, you know. It felt like Portal 2 was like just beginning to hit the potential that those game mechanics can have. It's like Portal 1 was not very hard on the whole, like it had a very cool concept, but it never got that hard with the puzzles. Portal 2 definitely got much harder with the puzzles, but there's still a lot of room for extra stuff to be added in a third game. It's just that plot-wise, I don't see much room for a third game. I don't know what else they could really do. I guess there's loads of things you could do. I didn't realize literally every single wolf would follow me all the way here. Okay, I guess we'll fight you guys then. Man, you know, I have to say, the wolf AI feels so much smarter in this game versus Elden Ring. I think Elden Ring wolves use the exact same wolf enemy as this. Oh god, oh god. Maybe let me focus on taking them all down first before I continue talking. Anyway, yeah, it feels like the wolves in that game are way less smart. One of them's inside the floor. Okay, that's fine. At least the Millwood Knight didn't follow me all the way here. I very appreciate it, man. I very much appreciate it. You did heal yourself, though, I think. Looks like you did, anyway. But yeah, I think that Portal 2 ended so nicely that, you know, I'm okay with there never being a Portal 3. There's definitely more you can do with the concept, but you can always just, you know, there's nothing wrong with the games just leaving themselves where they are right now. If the players really want to expand on the world building and the lore through fan games, then sure. Valve's okay with that. As long as you sell it on Steam, probably. I must assume that's the only reason why Black Mesa has been, like, accepted by Valve is because they're selling it on their storefront, where obviously Valve makes some money from it too, so, you know. I think if Black Mesa were sold anywhere else, they might say, hey, stop. Something like that. I think that Millwood Knight out there patrols by the tower on occasion, but the tower's clean. No, right, it's this guy. I forgot. This guy with the big hammer. This is the guy I was thinking of. Okay, we're gonna take this guy a little ways away from the tower, so we're not being shot at the entire time. No, you come over here. I will launch this at you if you don't come over here. What? Okay, this guy with the hammer's considerably harder, but I still remember a lot of their attacks. I remember being annoyed by them. So hopefully this will go fine. Yeah, that went fine. That went really fine. I think another big problem I had with the Millwood Knights on my first and second playthrough is that my damage output was crap. Like, you know, I could have been using swords like this, which take them out in like 3 to 4 hits, but back then I was using weapons that took them out in like 17 hits. Very, very inefficient. Okay, let's see if this guy's scripted to see me again. Who's that other guy shooting at? I'm not really sure. Okay. That was very awkward. Okay, what if I do this? It just misses you somehow. That's fine. I took a hit but didn't take damage. I'll accept it. What are you... He's like, oh wait, you're still here? Shoot, that was embarrassing. Ah, damn, I fell into the trap. I might die again. Okay, we're good. Still need to focus while fighting them, of course. I can't just go all loosey-goosey with it. Why does it feel like that statement, that phrase, loosey-goosey, can be taken real out of context? Well, like, literally anything can be taken out of context if you try hard enough, so that's probably why. Alright, got a ladder. Oh yes, I still haven't killed that crystal lizard. That listal crizzard. Better get on that soon. Okay, it was this guy back here that killed... No, wait, no, it wasn't him that killed me. It was me falling like an idiot that killed me. I like all the other axes by other Millwood Knights that are left on the ground. Some of the Millwood Knights are dead, though. I guess their tower is ruined, and they're just guarding the ruins of it with their lives. Unfortunately, I'm here now, and I'm gonna say no. Stop guarding. Stop. There we go. Just let him die. Let him shrivel up and die. Come on, who's with me, huh? What a weird fucking movie. I mean, it's kind of weird to take, like, a short but sweet little Dr. Seuss novel and try to stretch it into a full-feature film. Just in my opinion. That's why I think it's weird. And, like, they had to add that villain and the extra plots in Thneedville and whatever to actually make it work, because, you know, the base story of the Lorax is just about the forest, which I think was fine enough. But, you know, they didn't see it that way. From what I remember, it was entertaining, aside from the musical numbers, just because I'm not the biggest fan of musicals myself. There are some good ones. Into the Woods, I like that one. Mostly because I've seen it like 4 different times, but I liked it every time. Oh yeah, Seussical the Musical. That's another weird one. It's related to Dr. Seuss. But the music is so freaking good in that one. And I just think, like, I think the Lorax movie didn't have the greatest songs in the world, in my opinion. You know, it's nothing like Seussical. That's probably why I didn't like it as much. Captain's Ashes. I think that just unlocks more items in the Shrine Handmaid's shop. And there's the Millwood Battle Axe. That's probably a strength weapon, so I can't use it, but we'll read about it anyway. Hefty axe normally wielded by the mightiest of warriors. Let's see, 15 strength, 10 dexterity, yeah. Not exactly conforming to my build at the moment, so I think I'll just keep going with the fun magic sword. I don't think there's any other items I'm missing. I think that was it. The Captain's Ashes, that's all to find in this tower, and we've essentially explored everything there is to do in this whole region of Ariandel. Except I think there are a couple items you can pick up outside. So, oh yeah, the guy with the hammer was standing guard of this thing. So we'll see what whatever this is. Divine Blessing? I'd love to have one of those back. No, heavy gem. That's fine. Oh, this guy's following me now. Let's go. Let's go, buddy. Oh, and a wolf, too. All right, can the wolf come first? The wolves are easier. Can the wolf come first, please? Or the wolf can give up and betray his master and just stay... What the fuck? I thought you were gonna do an overhead slam. I guess you faked me out there. Good job, bud. Yes, just oh, right. Crap, I forgot about that. They do that follow-up. They do that fourth hit. I think my problem with that attack is that they can do it at the end of almost anything. Like, almost any time they smack their hammer into the ground, they can randomly do that attack. I know, it's not random, not always random, but still, feels random. Sound like a purring cat. Oh. Okay, that's fine. FromSoft games like to do that on my computer, just freeze. I have to wonder what they're doing. What are they doing when they're frozen like that? Like, why... Are they, like... recompiling shaders or something? Because that's... You know, like, that's a pretty intensive process in the visuals of games, of 3D games, from what I'm aware, so maybe that's what they're doing, but why would they need to recompile them on the run? I don't know. Maybe the VRAM got too full and the game has to clear it out, and so it takes a little bit to do that? I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so these guys are gonna shoot a bunch of little flame projectiles to head our way. It's really cool. I like the sound of the attack. There's a lot of them, a lot more than I realized. Okay, it's fine. I wish you could redirect them into themselves so that they'll take fire damage from it. That'd be an interesting way to take them out, like use their own projectiles against them. That'd be kind of cool. But of course, under Dark Souls rules, that's not how it works. So I think this area goes back to the Wolf Woods. You know what? I'm gonna give up fighting these guys. They're so annoying. There's a lot of them. It's just it's not worth doing, in my opinion. We got these guys here. I like to pick up the items they have and then just run. Yeah, I think I will. All right, thanks for the bow. Bye. I'm just not that... We're going to be fighting so many Millwood Knights going forwards. I'm not that crazy interested in fighting them right now. The wolves, though. The wolves I can take on. I know how to fight wolves. There we go. Okay, now the next battle's going to be quite tough. Excuse me. That's enough. That's enough of that. Okay, they just popped out of existence. You'd think they'd have a little, like, poof effect, but nope. Yes, we have a second encounter with the giant wolf. The Great Wolf is, I think, its official name. It then howls for another pack of wolves to fight alongside. And, oh boy, does this get chaotic. Okay. No. Don't like. Just gonna roll. Spam roll. Try this. That's not what I thought it was. I thought I was using the magic greatsword. Okay. Man, there was no good way to angle the camera there. I don't think I was gonna survive that anyway, just because, like, I didn't want to turn away from the big wolf, but of course, if I were to keep the camera on the big wolf, I couldn't see what the other wolves behind me were doing. That was just a bad situation. It's alright, though. We're back. Or, well, it's not exactly all right, because now I have to run all the way back there and make you guys sit through it because I'm not editing these videos, so... I was gonna say, I'm not editing these videos anymore, even though I never was editing Omen C2 videos, aside from the collab series, which, by the way, I gotta get back to that. I finished The Forest, finally, and so now I really need to get Terraria off my plate, because that playthrough has honestly been sitting around for the better part of a year now. In fact, I worry that by the time it's done, it'll actually be a year since I started recording that. Like, where am I right now? I think we're about to fight Plantera. So yeah, we're getting closer to the end, but still. At least I'm not like, there aren't so many of those videos I have to edit anymore, so they should hopefully be easy edits, you know, easy to get myself to do it. Just because, like, I think when I had both Terraria and the Forest running at the same time, I was a little overwhelmed by the sheer volume of videos. Okay, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna target this guy first. We're gonna go in, gonna dodge that, and we're gonna bam. Crap. Okay. Whoa! I can't believe that missed! Whoa, 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 That's not the right one! What you did Oh my god, I defeated the big one. I didn't kill it yet, but I defeated the big one. So that's good. That was a bit of a mess. I don't know how I lived through that, but apparently I did. Awesome, okay, so that second encounter with the wolf is more or less optional. I mean, both of them are optional if you just avoid the zones. You can go through the whole area of Ariandel without it. Get it? The whole area, Ariandel. You can get through the whole Ariandel without it, because as we're about to see, the place where this is dropping us off, there is another way to access this area. I don't think there's an item on the way down. Oh, there is. Okay. And it is an unknown traveler. Okay. Large soul of unknown traveler. This unknown traveler was once named Link. Okay, yeah, so back this way. As you can see, it has some of the tree people. Should I call them Treeple to reference Markiplier's Lethal Company series? Treeple. That is such a great name for that enemy, though they are called forest giants. I think Treeple much better fits these enemies than the giants. Whoa, okay, cool. So, we can see right here, there is this patch of rot, and there are a bunch of, flies inside here, not moths. On my main channel playthrough, and my first playthrough of the game, I saw those guys as moths because I was used to Hollow Knight's visual style, where the moths have these big, like, gemstone-looking eyes. And because those guys look similar, I was like, they're moths, right? And then, like, as soon as my sister saw them while watching my series, she was like, those are flies, and I was like, oh, you're completely right. And I felt like an idiot, just like having to watch myself back saying flies every single time. Or sorry, calling them moths every single time. It was painful. And but yeah, this leads you back to the Wolfwoods. So, again, oh my god, okay, these guys are a little annoying. So, this is the area where you drop down. That's the beginning area up there. You drop down there. If you just make a hard left, you can be shot by fire. Run up here, run over this hill, and access this area without having to go to the Millwood Knights Tower at all. I think that's pretty cool. This area is a lot more, like, open-worldish than most of the places in, most of the areas in Dark Souls 3, and I really like that. You get a lot of options for how you can progress, and I think it's cool. A lot of people complain about this DLC and how this is the only area, how they think it's not really worth the money, and I could understand that. I might be of the agreement that this might not be worth the $15 of admission compared to some other Souls game DLCs. Wait, I'm sorry, there's a hole in the ceiling? You can drop into this? I didn't know that. Anyway, yeah, this DLC is $15, and normally $15 gets you a lot more than just one area. And I would agree that it might not be worth the money in that regard, but I still think this DLC on its own is very cool. I mean, the area is really well done, really well put together. Speaking of which, look at this view, man. Those mountains in the distance, the fog obscuring all the lands below, those mountains in the distance, and the sight of that chapel on top of that giant hill or the giant plateau thing. Looks like a big mushroom cloud coming out of the ground with the wooden bridge. And then the view of that village over there, or there's only one building visible, but there is a whole village down there. Man, this is so cool. This is such a cool moment. Literally, it's cool. I gotta stop with those Every time I'm in an icy area, the cool puns come out. It's because they always come out unintentionally. I always call things cool, and then whenever I'm in a snowy area, I'm like, oh, haha, it's literally cool. And then it gets annoying. It even annoys myself, and yet I still do it. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to do over there. However, okay, we're about an hour in. I don't think I'm going to be doing this whole place in one video. I definitely don't think that. So I'll probably stick to the approach to progress I did in my main channel playthrough, where we kind of do like one half of the area in one video, and then the second half the next video. We'll probably just do that. I don't know how I'm going to handle the next DLC pack, though. Hello! What's up? You're the first person I've seen, first friendly person I've seen here.
Well, you look to be unkindled. No bell tolls. And yet you've slipped into the painting. Ah, no matter. If you've lost your way, the words of Lady Frida will guide you. Now, go on inside, show respect, and listen carefully.
Alright, I get to hear the words of Lady Frida. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, I forgot. I should be talking to those people more. I've been playing Ocarina of Time off camera, and I think I'm used to only talking to people once, because usually in the Zelda games, people only have one thing to say.
What's keeping you? Go on. Right inside. Show respect.
Yeah. Okay. He doesn't say anything that interesting anyway. It was just still funny that I forgot for a second that I'm playing a Souls game and that this is how NPCs work. What's the point of this Actually, I know what the point of this bonfire is. I will no longer question the point. But why is it appearing here now, I wonder? It feels a little pointless after we just had one a bit ago, across the bridge.
Welcome to the painted world of Ariandel. I am Frida. I have long stood beside our blessed father and the rest of the forlorn. But forlorn thou seemeth not, Ashen One. I know not the missteps which led thee to this painted world. But thy duty is all, and thy duty lieth elsewhere. Return from whence thou camest. I presume it visible to thee, the bonfire here in this room. A meek and faded thing, but 'twill guide thee nonetheless.
I like the idea that Frida also doesn't think this DLC is worth the money, because she's like, I don't know what the missteps were that led you to this world. Like, what caused you to buy this?
Ah, yes. There is a thing thou shouldst by rights possess. Ours is a chance encounter, to be sure, but perhaps it was meant to be. Let this be a remembrance of this cold world, a thing to help thee bear thy duty.
The Chillbite Ring. This is the only way to obtain a ring that protects you from frostbite, and only frostbite. I think the only other way is the Fleshbite Ring, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, return from whence thou camest. Thou'st a place in that world, and that alone is cause to rejoice.
Sure thing, ma'am.
Now, thou'st...
You probably don't like being called ma'am, I'm sorry. Alright, let me test. Oh, right, I was gonna take this ring off, and I never actually did. Yes, this does increase frost resistance, but this increases only frost resistance, and naturally it increases it more than the Fleshbite Ring does. So there we go. Look at that. Beautifully long bar. I'm gonna rest here. See what's up the ladder. I don't know why I said here like that. Here. Oh yeah, let me attune different spells. Let me replace Pestilent Mist with something. How about... could try something else for fun. Attunement 3. I doubt I only have 3 attunement. I very much doubt that. Pyromancies, nah. Ooh, I do have Soul Spear, don't I? Ooh, that could be fun. Sure, let's try Soul Spear. Apparently I have enough intelligence for it. I sure hope I'm not wearing a stat-boosting item that's giving me that, because I'd love to have that access to that all the time. Guess we can try it upstairs, where we won't hit Frida in the face. That would be very nice of us. So yeah, we heard the words from Frida, and she basically just said, get lost. Awesome. Thanks for the great navigation. I was gonna say, you could at least show me the way out, but no, she literally did. She pointed out the bonfire. Okay, so up here, There are scrolls or paper in those bins, and then a bunch of painting supplies here. They kind of look out of place among this game's assets, if you ask me, but hey. That's how you know they're a little special. Yeah, that soul spear, that's gonna be fun to try on something. Better find someone to try it on then. Is my level... No, my level is not quite yet hit a multiple of 15. I want to say 100 is a multiple of 15? Could be wrong about that. Either way, I think we'll do the final level change once we hit level 100, which, by the way, I don't think I have any more Covenant symbols to change to. I don't think. Like, maybe there's one of these things I haven't used yet, but yeah, I don't have any other Covenant symbols to change to, so we'll have to change to it when we can. First thing, we can. Sorry, when we actually obtain it, like, the earliest we can. There we go. The earliest. That's what makes it sound better. That's what makes it sound not stupid. Okay, so right here we have access to multiple locations. We can go down there toward that village, but there's also those branches there. I don't think we can see any items from here. Oh wait, I can see the shine of a crystal lizard from here. Way, way far down there. And there is a way to access that, and if you know anything about the other rope bridge that exists in Dark Souls 3, you'll probably know how we do that. So I think I'm going to go down there first, because not only is there a sizable amount of content to see down there, but yeah, that is the site of a special something. A special something that I vowed never to do again. But yeah, here I am, willing to do it again. Did you drop something? Okay, no. Your eyes just looked very shiny. Alright. Let's go across the bridge then. I guess I could homeward bone back to the bonfire so I don't have to run all the way back, but too late. Climbing up the ladder now. Putting in the effort to get back there. You know, the instant I went to go grab tissues for my runny nose, it stopped. Because of course. That's just how life feels like working out for me. So now I just have a bunch of tissues sitting here on my desk doing nothing. Like, they're gonna collect dust from my room, so I don't think I should return them to the box they came from. They're not exactly clean anymore. They touched my desk, and I'm a gamer, so you know they have to be dirty at this point. But yeah, now they're just sitting here not doing anything. It's just, the way that life works out sometimes is just fucking annoying. Alright, so the thing's broken, the other side fell off, so can't use that as a ladder, but you can use this as a ladder. Descend down the thing. Oh yeah, I think, Mr. Dude outside the chapel has more words for us, now that we've heard Frida's words. Now that we've heard Frida's words, he'll have more words. Everyone has words. For us.
Lady Frida has spoken, has she not? Then tarry no longer, and be gone.
How did you know exactly what she was going to say? I mean, she's probably said that to billions of other people who've come in the past. Probably not billions, hundreds. There we go. I don't know. Is it possible? I'm sure it is. Well, no. Not necessarily. It's hard to say. I guess if you're like a grocery store worker, it is possible for you to meet billions of people. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world right now, and counting. Presumably going to be 9 billion some point soon. At least, I think, might be. Or at least we'll be like halfway to that pretty soon. At the rate things are going. Maybe, possibly. You know, I have to keep correcting myself with maybe. I do not know much about the state of the world right now. Anyway. But I think it is possible to, over time, in a lifetime, meet billions of people, especially if you work in, like, a store or work as, like, a flight attendant, where, obviously, tons of people come in and out. Now, you're not necessarily meeting them, you're just, like, providing them a service. But still, you're, like, interacting with them to an extent. And so, considering that definition, I think it is possible to meet billions of people. But to, like, make friends with Like I did a little dance. Hey, could you die? Thank you. Thank you, little buddy. Thank you for dying. That sounded so weird out of context. Thank you, little buddy. Thank you for dropping off the edge and killing yourself. Alright. Anyway, did this guy just... Wait, what? He threw the spear and fell! It was weird because I didn't even notice him fall. I just saw him throw the spear, and then I was like, okay, let's get to... Wait, where is he? He just, like, disappeared. That was so funny. Alright, anyway. I guess he overheard me talking to that... Ow! I did not realize there was an archer up there. I guess he overheard me talking to that crystal lizard and was like, you know what? I think I'll go too. You've convinced me. Alright, yeep. Flop. Follower Sabri. I know, it's Saber. I know. Don't worry, I'm not a Neanderthal or whatever. What does Neanderthal mean? Am I saying something horrible? I should probably check with these things before I say it. I think what the actual word I was looking for is something like nincompoop. Nimrod. Nimrod is the most underused word, like, ever. Okay! Yeah, that's the problem with this section. If you want to explore everywhere, you have to do some, quote, platforming, and it's just as fun as you would expect. Fire's dark soul dregs. Those which swell from the deep pursue their target, drawn towards You okay, Frida? Your robes were freaking out there for a second. Do they do that on the regular? You have fleas? You have fleas in there? Alright, smack this thing upside the head. I'm not gonna have a lot to say on the run back down this place if I die too many times here. That little piece of wood covered in snow kind of looks like a pillow to me. Alright, come on, unlock the A button. Thank you. That's the problem with this area. If you die, you have to sit there and wait for the A button prompt to appear, and it takes forever, and it's annoying. Because the bridge fixes itself every single time you survive, which makes sense. You should be able to cross back there manually without having to take a bonfire over. That'll be a little silly. Pow. Pow. I mean, then again, thinking about it, knowing how the level design is, that actually wouldn't be silly. If the bridge stayed broken. In fact, I think that could actually be kind of cool. It could, lend a greater purpose to the bonfire in the chapel, especially. Like, what if the bridge broke on the way as you crossed it? The bridge broke, and then you were, like, stuck over here, and you had to find a way back over somehow. Maybe this area would be required to go through if you went that way. That could be kind of cool. Now, this area is a little annoying the way it is right now, so I wouldn't necessarily want it to be required, but still could be a cool bit of level design that Dark Souls 3 usually never does. Normally, it's just follow the straight line to the end. And I'm okay with that. But still, I have come to realize recently, like, you know, Elden Ring's world is a little more interesting, huh? Than Dark Souls 3's. Just because, like, you know, open world, you get to go wherever you want. It looks really cool. That was close. Yada yada. How the fuck did... Excuse me? How did you shoot like that? What was that? How did you shoot after falling? What? You overpowered ass! I say overpowered ass, you, like, only hit me once. Alright. Let me hope that I don't fall again, because I would like to climb back up there, see if there's anything else, because, like, I don't think I've ever actually fought that guy before, so I'd like to go back up. It means I haven't been up there. There could be an item. There could be an item. There could be an item for me. All right, shoot. Oh god, oh god. Okay, we're good. Yeet. And... I was gonna keep doing that until I hit an item, but then I started getting a little too high. Is this just back at the beginning? What's the point of this? I guess if you want to climb back out manually, but, like, at this point in the game, people should be loaded with homeward bones. If they're not, I question what the hell they've been doing. Like, have you actually explored at all? Have you collected any items other than what's on the immediate direct path? Because if you have, you should have loads of homeward bones. Drop. And... plop. That was close. Alright, gonna run over here, get you killed. There's a follower with a torch trying to chase after me, and I do not allow it. I do not allow, nor approve. I also do not allow nor approve of that. Enough, sir. Okay, I'm alive. I must remember that I have the silver cat ring. I'll survive the fall. And pow! Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so now that we're down here and we're not being shot at by 2 Millwood Knights from above, we can light this bonfire and explore the remaining of this lower area. I really like what this bonfire is called. I'm not going to rest at it so as to not bring those guys back just yet, but the bonfire is called Depths of the Painting, which implies that we are somewhere down, like, at the bottom of the painting, and I think that's really cool. That's a really cool idea. If that's what they were going for. It's probably not. They're probably just saying, like, this is the deepest point of the painted world, thus this is the depths of the painting, haha. But I like to think that we're actually, like, on the bottom of the painting somewhere. That'd be cool. I wonder, if anyone enters the painted worlds, can you see them in the painting, like, moving around like it's Harry Potter or something? Okay, we've got 2 giant enemy crabs here. Okay. Oh, critical hit. Yes, that should kill you. It sure does. Nope. I like how my wasn't even timed with my dodge, let alone timed with his attack. Okay, that's Frost Breath. Want to stay out of that. I'm hoping to stagger him at some point. There we go. That's how you fight those guys. It's actually not how you fight them super effectively. I took a lot of damage fighting that guy, so I wouldn't recommend fighting them. There we go, enunciated better. Exactly the way I did it, but still. I must say, I am surprised at how bad my enunciation was in my most recent main channel video in spots. Like, I don't know what happens with my voice, but there's some points where just, like, something clouds up my throat and prevents me from pronouncing words clearly. And I don't know what that is. I thought it was related to me drinking pop, because when I recorded the voiceover for the Alien Isolation video, that was a big, long video, I recorded about the first 2/3 of it, or maybe the first half is more accurate. The first half of it, drinking a can of pop, and then I recorded the second half of the cup of water, and I remember thinking that the second half sounded way clearer than the first, so I was like, okay, it's actually a much better idea to drink water while recording a voiceover like that, so you're more easily crap, I might be dead. So you're much easier to understand. Oh my god. Get out of the way, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Oh, close. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So for the voiceover of, there I go, not enunciating well again, of the my most recent video about the Soulsborne bosses and whatnot, I brought along a cup of water so that hopefully the voiceover would sound clear. But then, even then, there were some points where it didn't. So I think it's just a phase my voice goes through on occasion. In other news, this is a different form of treeple that attacks you very differently, and it also sobs as it does so. Well, I think all of them sob to an extent, but still. If you could just stay behind them, you seemingly avoid everything that they do. They swing around wildly, and yeah. Apparently, if you stay behind them, they miss you completely. Very cool. But yeah, look at this. Like, this does not look like Dark Souls 3 to me. And that's why I like it so much, because Dark Souls 3 otherwise looks freaking boring most of the time. There are exceptions. Irithyll, Smoldering Lake to an extent, Archdragon Peak to an extent. But for the most part, I mean... Oh yeah, and High Wall of Lothric. I think that's the best looking area in the game, High Wall of Lothric, as well as, whatchamacallit, Lothric Castle and Grand Archives. Those all look great together. By the way, we've picked up a bunch of spells, and I've yet to look at any of them. Frozen Weapons. So these are sorceries that Pontiff Sullivan used before leaving the Painted World. So this is actually where Pontiff Sullivan came from, which is interesting, since he had not yet experienced loss. Oh no, Pontiff Sullivan lost a loved one. Whatever, he's still a piece of shit in his battle anyway. And in lore as well. I was born and raised inside the painting. He will use for his frigid homeland since he had not yet experienced loss. Oh, maybe it's that Sullivan never experienced loss or hardship of any kind. That makes sense. He was born rich and just used his parents' money for everything. So this ladder takes you back to the other side of the canyon before the bridge. And that's why I think it would actually be kind of cool if the bridge stayed broken. So you would have to drop it down to the bottom here, and you would have to find this ladder back up. So if you wanted to get back to the chapel for whatever reason, you'd then have to backtrack all the way through. It would be a little annoying, sure, but there may or may not be another way into that chapel that we'll be finding out later. So, you know, it still wouldn't be, like, the worst idea for level design. And besides, you have bonfires. You could warp there if you want, so... Climb up, climb up, climb up, climb up, lag spike, climb up, lag spike, climb up, lag spike. There was only one lag spike. Very weird. On my most recent live stream of Deltarune, had a couple moments where apparently it lagged for people. It wasn't dropping frames on my end, but I clicked on it and it was showing that it was like stuttering and staggering. But then once the stream was done, I went back to watch those sections in the VOD and they came out really good looking in the VOD. So I think just like, for some reason, the internet connection to my stream in particular was like wigging out and doing a bunch of stuff it shouldn't. It was very strange either way. Anyway, climb up those ladders, you will find a Titanite slab and a connection back to this bonfire, which I will use to fast travel back down there, because I'm not done. I'm not done with what needs doing down there. Climb up here. Blah, 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 blah. You know, looking at my time, I've already done a lot of what I was thinking of doing this time, and I haven't really gone on too long. I've only been recording an hour and 13 minutes, so maybe I can fit something else in? Maybe. I'll think about it. In other news, though, there is something else to see in the depths of the painting to the right. Before I do that, no, that's not enough to level up, so we'll just keep it. Down here. I've been seen by an archer. It's okay. They can't reach us from here. Look at this. Oh, man. I forgot how good this looked. This is actually so cool. Oh, my God. Hold on. I have to take a moment. I have to sit myself down. Doing a toast, I guess. I have to sit myself down. I have to take a screenshot of this. No, toast looks weird. Let's do just a regular, like... Maybe a Path of the Dragon, maybe a Rest, I don't know. Just, I need a screenshot of this. This looks so cool. Oh my god. And my character fits in really well, too. She camouflages. I can do that. Ooh. Ooh, that... The frame of those flowers, some of them are a little blurry, but I kind of like that. I kind of like how they frame it. They show the... Oh, yeah. I have to say, this is probably the coolest looking boss arena in the entire game. Literally the coolest. And yeah, I just spoiled it because may as well say, yep, this is a boss, and this is a boss I remember hating. In fact, this was my least favorite boss in Dark Souls 3 for a long time. However, now that my damage output doesn't suck, I'm going to try it again and see if it's as bad as I remember. It is Champion's Grave Tender. This is an NPC battle. That guy's like one of the regular guys you find, like the guys guarding Farron Keep and whatnot. Though he doesn't fight exactly like those, he has his own abilities, and, you know, he is a boss, so he's got a lot more health than those guys, but still. Alright. He also has no shoes on, which, I mean, I'm one to talk, but that seems like a poor choice for this environment, buddy. You know, I'm all blue. I can resist the cold. Maybe I'm like Elsa from Frozen. The cold never bothered me anyway. Alright, this guy has some annoying freaking attacks, doesn't he? I think he can use his shield to buff himself up. Oh yeah, I'm killing this guy way more effectively. Oh god. Every time I go to do something, he does something back. It's almost like that's how Dark Souls enemy AI works or something. Okay, yeah, when you get him halfway down, he summons the Great Wolf for the final showdown, and now I need to kill him real quick. Oh god, oh god. Okay, this is a bit of a problem. This is my problem with this fight. It's the fact that once the Great Wolf is summoned, having both of them attack you at the same time absolutely sucks. There's not a lot of design considerations taken with this battle. They just kind of both launch attacks at you, and there's not a lot you can do about it. And the only strategy people recommend is focus down the Grave Tender, beat him down before he can do anything as the Great Wolf is spawning. The problem is that in my previous playthroughs, my damage output was too low to do that. I'm hoping this time my damage output will be high enough. I got close to killing him, but I don't think I had quite enough stamina. So you know what? We're going to switch this out for Ring of Favor so we can boost my stamina a little bit. Let's get those souls back. Let's start this again. The beginning of this fight is also kind of annoying, with having to deal with the wolves every time. Alright. It's one of those things, like I was complaining about in my main channel video, where, like, the part of the fight you are actually interested in learning how to defeat is really far away. I mean, it's not that far away. This isn't a very long... Sorry, hiccups. This isn't a very long boss battle. Still, though. Oh my god. Come on. Come on. How did I only hit one? Can you stop? Buddy, can you stop? You have other enemies encircling you. Okay, there's you. Wolf, do something! Fucking stop! Don't make me come over to you! It's annoying. Alright, we're gonna drink this right away. Because I think once it's down to just the wolf, it's manageable. But when it's both of them attacking you at once, it's... Oh! Okay, that's good. I don't know if he can parry with that shield. He might be able to. He's never done it. No, wait, no, he can't. That shield has a different skill. He can't parry. Which is actually good. I hate enemies that parry me. Because I'm really bad at it, and yet enemies are great at it because they're enemies and they know the exact timings for what to do, and you don't... Right, he doesn't need to do the animation to summon the wolf. I thought he was delaying it, but he wasn't. Oh, no! And see, okay, that was probably my bad for attacking him there and not trying to see where the wolf is, but now Mr. Gravetender's alive, and he's gonna pelt me with magic if I don't take him out, like, right now. Yet there's no good opening to do it. Yeah, this battle sucks. This battle just sucks. Where, like, the only way to win is to pile on so much damage that you basically cancel the second phase's whole challenge. That is not the mark of a good boss battle, in my opinion. I really hate this fight, but, you know, I've committed. I've committed myself to it. Let's just do it, you know. It'll be nothing more than a mild bother. Maybe I should try some of my other spells on him, like, Soul Greatsword. Or Soul Spear. I bet he has a shield, and he's an NPC, and projectile magic does not do that good on NPCs. Because they dodge. They dodge roll. Alright, buddy, let's go. Somehow that didn't hit you. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. That does so much worse than my sword. Oh my god. Like, it is hilarious how much worse that does. Oh, I thought I could get a critical hit. So I think you can. Once he knocked the shield out of the way. Okay, you're gonna do something, right? No, you're just gonna sit there, okay. Got you. Boom. Of course, your wolf's gonna be summoned while you're... Yep, here he comes. One more of those, one more of those, one more of those. Come on. There we... No, what? How did that not... There we go. Okay, now we have wolf. We have a chance. I think the wolf... Yes, the wolf can do that whirlwind attack multiple times in a row now. Okay. And I think if you have fought it in its other two encounters, it starts with less health in this battle. I could be wrong about that, though. But I seem to remember that being a mechanic. Yes, this is the very same Great Wolf we fought those two other times. Okay, now it enters the phase 2 of its own. Now it can shoot Ice Breath, but I think this is all that's added. Which is good. Like I said in my phase 2 video on my main channel, I like it when phase 2s only introduce like 1 or 2 things. Oh, could I critical hit it now? Oh! Okay, never mind. Wow, just when I was starting to complain about the fight, there it goes. Just like that. Air of fire destroyed. All right, we've been going on for an hour and 21 minutes now. I think that's good for one video, even though that wasn't that much, and I have a feeling the next video is going to be quite long. You'll see why that is. I think this is still good enough for this one video. It's okay. Since we're getting back into the series, I don't necessarily want to start us off with like a super long video, even though I started this video with, or started this series with a 2-hour-long video. Whatever, you know. Oh man, though. Now I get a bonfire to revisit this part of the world anytime I wish. Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool looking. Let me see if there's any other awesome angles. Look at those weird, like, branches made of ice. That's awesome. So, yeah. If I may be honest, if you enter this battle and you are seemingly unable to defeat Gravetender quickly, or are able to use a large attack that does a lot of damage to the Gravetender, I would honestly not recommend fighting this boss. I don't think it is very fun unless you can do enough damage to kill the Gravetender right away. I think if I had a little more patience those first couple of attempts, I could have defeated the Gravetender there as well. It's just that, you know, I was going all in on it. I was going all in to kill him as quickly as possible, and that kind of led to my downfall. Oh man, this looks so freaking cool. Okay, I'm gonna sit down again and take a picture of this angle. With the flower in frame? Sure, I mean, why not? Except, I kind of like the ice. Hard to say. The flowers kind of add to it, but they also clutter up a lot of the cool view. Sure, that works. Oh, man. The best part of this battle, easily, is the arena. It's such a cool arena for this battle. In my opinion, I should have gone to a better fight, but hey, what can I do? I had a feeling they may have rushed this DLC out as well. Just a little bit, just a little rushed. Either that or it was intended to be base game content that never actually made it in. And so, either because, like, maybe they were pressed for time on the base game, so they were not able to finish it in time, or something else. I'm not sure. Anyway, what we got? The Champion's Bones. The charred but warm bones of a champion burned at the undead or the Firelink Shrine bonfire to participate in undead matches. Speaking of which, undead bone shard burnt. There we go. I didn't read the rest of the description. Anyway, the Champion's Bones unlock undead matches. These are PvP arenas that you can play against online players. I never did this in my main channel playthrough because I was too scared to. I did try the equivalent of this in Elden Ring, and I did enjoy it. So I might try this if there are still people playing this game online, but I think for now I'm just not going to. Yeah. Oh god, I have to spam through so much dialogue every time. Let's start leveling our vigor, because we're gonna need that pretty soon, and that's all I can do. Fine with me. That means I can go buy some stuff from Shrine Handmade with the Captain's Ashes. I believe this unlocks the Millwood Knights set, as well as a couple of their weapons. Oh, we have this set as well. I presume for completing Arena's quest. This is the set that Mr. Downtrodden dude, Egon of Karim, was wearing. Let's get Dancer's Crown, why not? Oh, and this. Oh, here's Lorien's set. I don't think we've seen this, did we? This is nice that a mutant crippled by his younger brother's curse. Also, he in fact wished it so. Ah, yes, the Firelink armor. This is what Soul of Cinder leaves behind, I guess. Leaves in the Shrine Handmaid's inventory for you. Resembled a knight's helmet, but bears hideous burns and contortions. A misshapen crown can be seen upon its rear. I might wear this at some point, so let's not buy all of it because I ran out of money. Do I at least have some for the Millwood Knight's helm? Because that actually looks kind of cool, and I might want to wear it. Let's see. I might not like how it looks on the face, but I at least like the antlers. You know, that doesn't look half bad. Not with this outfit though. It looks terrible with this outfit, but you know, it does not look terrible, I must say. All right. Anyway, I think we've had enough Master's attire. Indulging for now. Let's switch to something different. Have I worn the Shadow set yet? I think I have. Wolf Knight. Do I have the full Wolf Knight set, is the question. I don't believe I do. No, it does not look like I do. Well, anything else? I could always just wear a mismatched set. What kind of looks like the Wolf Knight set? This kind of works, right? Yeah, it works enough. It's weird. They're so bright and shiny in the item icon, but then when you actually look at them on the model, they're so dark. What's with that? Okay, and I am... Just with that alone, I'm at 80%. Well, does Havil's ring... No, it doesn't. Okay, screw you, Wolf Knight set. You suck. How about Outrider Knight armor? That's Wing at Night set. That's worse! I see I should have leveled Vitality, huh? Man, I can't wear anything. Literally, it feels like I can't wear anything. I mean, this is probably why I don't wear helmets. But yeah, 6.7 weight compared to 1.1. That is adding a lot. I really like how it looks, though, so I guess I'll have to wear it in combination with something light. How about the Robe of Prayer? That takes us down to 70%. We can wear Old Sorcerer Gauntlets. That takes us below 70, so that's good. And give ourselves some shoes. What won't take us up to 70? Oh my god. This will actually improve. Wait, what? So you're telling me that these boots are heavier than, or these boots are lighter than this? Okay, whatever you say, we'll switch to those as well. How do we look? Let's try a different pair of leggings. I don't know if I like the bright spots on those shoes. That's too heavy. This is barely not heavy. And that looks better, I think. The black leather set, sure. We'll go with this. This looks interesting, but hey, sometimes you gotta be a little creative with your fashion choices, all right? So let's sit. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to do. They didn't drop a soul, so I can't look at that. Oh, I can look at the guy's shield real quick before we end, which I think is right here. No, that's something else. Where's his shield? Is this his shield? No. Where's the shield? Where's your shield? Buddy, where's your shield? When Captain America throws his mighty shield, he never finds it again in his inventory. Because the UI in this game sucks so bad and doesn't show you what the new items you picked up are. And they never bothered addressing this for 6 games! Is that like... Where's that come from? Probably Tumblr. It came from my sister, so that's probably the answer. I have no idea where this shield is. Whatever, it's not worth it. It roars and buffs something, probably, if you use the skill on it. Whatever, who really cares, right? Alright, well, this is the first episode of our reintroduction to Dark Souls 3. That was a very fun session. That was some very funny deaths in there, like the time, I knocked the guy out of the window and then I fell too. That was great. And I am very happy for that to be the note we start on. So next time on Dark Souls 3, oh boy, we have a big storm coming. I am kind of looking forward to it, but also kind of not at the same time. And if any of you have seen my most recent main channel video, you'll probably know why. If you haven't seen that video, but also haven't seen this game all the way through, I would recommend waiting before watching that, because it does spoil something that we dealt with here today. So, yeah, would not recommend it. Anyway, thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.